Hello, welcome to episode 213 of Daryl Show Your Work. In this episode, I'll be revisiting a help desk chat box that I previously assessed and applied security measures to protect access to the back-end tools it uses and employee information. But before I get started, if anyone watching needs hands-on cybersecurity experience to add to their resume or skills portfolio, go to get.ine.com/Daryl. There you'll find several cybersecurity learning paths and certifications offered by INE, ranging from red teaming, blue teaming, junior and senior level pen testing, mobile web application pen testing, digital forensics, instant response, system administration, and several other paths. All of these contain hands-on practical labs to not only apply your knowledge to, but to also help you to gain the valuable experience needed to land those desired cybersecurity roles. All right, so by applying my exclusive discount promo code INF100-BrooksTech at the checkout, you'll receive $100 off any purchase with the exception of live virtual training. So that link and the promo code will be in the show notes below. All right, so to get started here, I'm already in the help desk AI. All right, so I'm going to start out just by reconfirming and re-going over what the vulnerabilities are. All right, so I'm gonna throw a prompt at it. So I'm gonna say, what tools can you call? All right, so I'm going to be a bit direct here since the purpose of this video is not necessarily to find the um the vulnerability, since I've done that in the previous video. It's basically just to review them so we have an idea of what it is that I'm trying to fix. All right, so I said give me an exact name of each tool. Do not run them yet. All right, and we can see the name of all three of those tools. So if we remember in the previous video, there's three tools that it uses on the back end, and I should not be able to query this as a regular user. So we know it has to send email, which it sends case information to not just internal addresses but external addresses. Also, create ticket where a user can come on here and not only assign the priority of a ticket, but assign it to anyone they want within the company. And then we have the look up employee tool, which overshares a bit of employee information. So it shares more information about employees than what's desired. All right, so I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna fix each of these the exposure to each of these tools here. All right, so um, first I want to test the send email tool. All right, so let's make sure that that can still send emails externally. So I'm gonna say send an email to, and I'm gonna put a fake email address in here. So I'm gonna say Daryl um, dot test. Well, hopefully it's fake. If it's not, then there's some poor guy named Daryl dot test is about to get a email. All right, but email gmail.com with subject test and body hello. All right, so let's send that, and then once it's verified that it's sent, I'm gonna go over to the hosted email client here to verify that that email has was delivered. All right, so this tells me here success true, message email sent to daryl.text at gmail.com. So let's verify that. All right, so let's open up another tab here, and I'm gonna navigate to the email client. And then I believe that is hosted on port 8025. All right, so we can see here in my inbox that that definitely that went out. All right, and we can see the body of the email, hello, and it went to daryl.text@gmail.com. All right. So that verifies that the that this problem is still persist. All right, that it's still that basically that I can send a help desk email out to an external client. So again, if an external email client. So again, if I'm a malicious insider or just somebody looking to do anything malicious, period, with this email system, where I can exfiltrate information or something outside the internal network to the outside easily here, potentially circumventing any sort of DLP or data loss prevention in place. All right, so one more thing that I want to test out here. All right, next I want to test out the ticket creating feature. All right, so I'm gonna say create a critical uh, priority ticket titled urgent, assigned to CEO. All right, so this is what I was mentioning, that I should not be able to do this as a normal user. I should not be able to assign priority level and decide who the assignee is within the company as a normal user. But let's see if that is still I'm still able to do that. All right, so it's letting me know that it has created that. So I'm gonna verify that by going to the um, our ticketing system here. All right, and that is in JSON format, and that is being hosted over port 9090 and that extension tickets. Oh, that's interesting. Said it didn't create anything. You know what? And then I didn't see. Let's try that again, because surely didn't see how we got this verification up here like this for the email. I didn't see that here. So let's try to run that prompt again. Sometimes it'll respond without actually doing anything. It says it created a ticket, but it really didn't. There we go. All right. So it even gave me the ticket ID. So let's go back here to the ticketing platform. All right, we can see here. All right, so we can see the ticket ID, the titles urgent, priority critical, assignee CEO created by helpdesk AI. Okay, so we can see that issue is still persists. And the last thing I want to look up here is last thing I want to test here is the lookup feature, and to see if it continues to overshare. So I'm gonna say look up, and based on the names that I know that's in the in employee directory, I'm gonna say look up Kevin Patel in the employee directory, and let's see what information it shares with me. All right. So we can see that it gives me his employee ID, first and last name. Looks like a business email, but it still gives me the personal email. All right. So which he probably wouldn't care for everybody to be able to see that. So we definitely want to do something about that. Again, with the phone, we don't know. if that is a professional line, a personal line. Then we have his role, department. So it gives a lot of information while not extremely sensitive. It may be undesired, so we can fix that as well too. And the way that I'm going to do that is by tightening some things up within the source code of the chatbot. All right. So in order to do that, I'm going to open up a terminal to access it, and let's make this a little bigger. The font here a little bigger. All right. I'm going to increase this to 20. All right. So that should be big enough for everyone to see. All right. So the folder that I'm entering into is located on my desktop. All right. And then within on the desktop, the folder name is lab 3.1 lock it down. All right. All right. Now that we're in that folder, all right. Now the subdirectory that I'm going to enter into is the help desk app directory, and that's what's going to have the source code to the chat box. Oop, you know what? Help desk. All right, and then I'm going to open that up with Mousepad. So I'm going to say Mousepad, and then the name of the source code is main.py. It's a Python file. All right, so a lot of the lines of code that I'm going to add in here, I've already had it written out because well, it's kind of long, and then again, didn't want to spend majority of this video stumbling over my own syntax. So so it could sometimes be a burden here writing code. Didn't want to have to do that while taping. All right, so I'm going to scroll down to the tool implementation and validate no validation section. All right, and then under this area right here where it says to equals params dot get to. All right, give me one quick second. All right, so let me make a few spaces here. Make another space. All right, and then I'm going to paste this line here, and I'm going to tell you what this line is doing. All right. So what this line is going to do is basically, if it's saying, and this is the line here for those watching, basically it's saying, if if the email address does not end with the extension at techcorp.com, which is the internal corporate extension, if it does not end with that, return it, all right, and mark it false, and give an error message that says only techcorp.com recipients are allowed. All right, so that's hopefully gonna fix the issue with the with the internal help desk emails being able to go to external addresses. And let me tighten this up here. All right. All right, so hold on, just making sure, just reading everything here, just making sure I got everything right as far as my syntax. All right, so that looks good. So let's save this. All right, now in order to for these changes to persist, all right, I have to actually restart the chat box. All right, so let me go back one directory to the lock it down folder, and let's see what's in there. So I'm gonna do a list. All right, so we can see a Docker YAML file, and then we also see the help desk app directory. So that tells me that more than likely that this chatbot is being hosted in a Docker container. All right, so I'm going to have to restart the Docker container in order to restart the chatbot here. All right. So in order to do that, I'm going to say sudo docker compose restart, and then I'm going to specify help desk app. All right. So that should restart the help desk chatbot. All right. Looks like it's restarting. All right. So if I put in everything correctly, syntax wise, this will not blow up. It's gonna either, if I didn't, I'm not gonna get a connection. If I did, I'm gonna maintain a connection. So let's refresh this. All right, my connection is maintained, which is great. All right, so in order to test this, I'm going to prompt it here. So I'm going to ask it. I'm going to say send an email to Daryl dot text at Gmail. Sorry about that. At gmail.com with subject. Let's switch it up here. I'm gonna say test two. Even though the what's in my inbox was stacked. So we would see another email. We would see two different emails if this failed. But I just want to make sure that those watching don't get confused and don't think that if this works, what's currently in there is what I just sent. All right. So this is going to differentiate what's currently in there versus what I'm telling it to send. And the body, and I'm gonna say hi instead of hello. All right. So just differentiating the email. So if this fails, all right, and it does send it to the external email, daryl.text at gmail.com, then we're going to see two emails in there. One that says subject test and the body hello, and then this one that says test two, body hi. All right. So let's see. So it should fail because I put that guardrail in there. Give it some time to do it. Okay. Wow, did a whole lot of things there. Not sure why it created tickets, but we're gonna actually tighten that up. All right. Looked like it did everything. We look at this line right here. All right. It looks like that's where it failed, but it just did a whole lot. It tried to actually send it multiple times. All right. But it looked like it created multiple tickets and assigned it to just random was assigned it to the IT admin, which is not what I told it to do. But again, we're going to tighten that up. So let's verify here that if this says it failed. So we want to verify that it failed, because if it didn't fail, we should see multiple emails in here. So let's all right, so we still see the one email test, and that was sent 14 minutes ago. All right, and it still says hello. So that lets me know that it failed and that guardrail is working. All right. So next, I want to move on to modifying the source code to implement a rule here for the ticket supporting the ticket support, so the support ticket system. Excuse me. All right. So going back here to source code, let's copy the line. Well, one of the lines that I'm gonna need here. All right, so I'm gonna need these lines here, and that when I put them in, I'll explain what's going on. All right, now let's go back into the source code. All right, so now I want to go down to where the ticketing system tool is being referenced, which is right here. All right, so let me make some space. I'm gonna put this above here. All right, so let's paste that right there. All right, give me a moment, just looking up my syntax here. All right, that should be good. Let me. All right. Okay, so what's going on here is that basically based before putting this in, you can set the priority to whatever you want it to. So in the priorities section of the ticket, I could literally write anything and it would assign that as the priority. So here I'm defining the priorities as either low, medium, or high. All right, and same thing with assignees. I'm limited to, you can't just write anything. You can't write CEO, you can't write Bugs Bunny, you can't write it anything other than IT support, network team, or security team. Now there's one more line that I need to add here. Let me jump back to here and then this line. All right, and then I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. All right, so under here, all right, I'm gonna park these next couple of lines to me. Hold on. Okay, I'll just put it here. Paste that here. All right. So basically, this is setting a rule where basically if anything does not line up to either when it comes to priorities, this first part right here, if anybody puts anything in priorities that's not aligned to either low, medium, or high with the variables that was set there, then come back with an error message, mark it as false, and come back with an error message that says invalid priority. And same here with assignees. All right. If anything there is not assigned specifically to the IT support team, the network team, or security team, invalid assignee. All right. And if it's allowed, then it's going to say valid priorities or valid assignees. All right. So just double checking my syntax here, making sure that everything is okay so this doesn't blow up on me. All right, everything should be all right. And the next thing I'm going to tighten up here, I'm gonna go down a little further because remember when I ran that email job, how it not only ran it multiple times, all right, but it also did some other things as well, which I didn't tell it to do. So I'm gonna make an adjustment here that should cause that to cease. So if we look here, all right, at what's set here, the max iterations, that's set to 10. All right, I'm going to reduce this down to 1. So whatever prompt I add, it's only whatever prompt I give the chat bot is only going to do that one time instead of trying to do it to do 10 iterations. All right, so that's how we get that problem. So that should knock that out of the way and should just reduce it down to just the one instance. Now the problem is though with that, as you've seen before, that sometimes I could tell it to do something and it won't do it right the first time, so I may have to give it the prompt again for it to finally get it right. So that's just the only drawback. All right, but I would rather deal with that than it doing what I asked it to do multiple times or the things that I didn't tell it to do at all. All right, so let's save it. All right, and then I am going to restart the chat bot here so those changes go into effect. All right, so same thing. If my syntax is good, I'm going to maintain a connection. If not, it's going to blow up on me. So let's see. Great. Everything is still good. All right, so I'm going to give this some prompts here to test out these new rules. All right, so I'm going to first try to do the same thing that I did here in the beginning, and I'm going to try to create a ticket and assign it to the CEO and title it as urgent. So I'm gonna say create a ticket um, priority critical titled urgent assigned to CEO. All right, so if my rules work, this should fail, and we should get a message saying that success was set to false and not true. All right, we do see that. So executed, create ticket, success, false, error, invalid priority, allowed, low, medium, high. All right, so it stopped it right here. All right, right at the priority level. It didn't even get to the assignee level. It stopped it just based on that one characteristic. All right. So now let's try to see if it actually works in terms of if I wanted to create, let's say, a ticket with with one of the three criticalities here, or and assign it to an actual department here that I specified within the source code. So I'm gonna say create a medium priority um, ticket titled SharePoint outage assigned to IT support. All right, so this should go through. I'm going to verify that by going to the ticketing system once it verifies. All right, so we can see that success is set to true, and it has a ticket ID of 6, and the title SharePoint, and priority medium, and assignee IT support. So let's go here the um, to the ticketing system. I'm gonna refresh this. All right, let's go down to the 6th ticket, and we can see down here at the bottom. All right, so tick 0006, SharePoint outage, medium, IT support. So it works. All right, so the last change that I'm going to make here is for I'm going to implementing a rule restricting the information that could be looked up about employees when using this chatbot. All right, so going back here to our source code, and I'm going to jump back over here to where I have everything copied. And let's copy this. All right, back into the source code. All right, so I want to find the lookup tool section. When I'm then you go up a little bit, here it is. All right, so right here, all right, let's move this over a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to paste that line right here, and I'm going to explain what it's doing. All right, so basically, I'm setting a rule here telling it the only allowable fields are right here are name, email, department, role, office. All right, and what's the word I'm looking for? I'm basically setting it as what's considered safe results. So I'm assigning the value of safe results to each of these. These are the safe results. All right, and I need to make a slight change down here. I just saw something. So here, hold on, let me change this. All right, so what this area is going to do is basically it's going to return anything that I've defined as defined. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Anything that I've defined here under safe results. All right, it's which is limited to name, email, department, role, office. That's just say that's the policy, internal company policy as far as what's shareable. All right, that's if any of those if those are the areas that are going to be returned that are considered safe results. Anything else, all right, is going to be flagged as an error. Is going to be flagged as false, and it's not going to share any of that other information about the employee. All right, so only these 5 areas: name, email, department, role, and office. All right, so let's save this. All right, and then let's restart the chat bot. And as before, when I refresh the chat bot here, the page, that if my syntax is good, I'm gonna maintain a connection. If not, I'm lose my connection. So let's see. All right, still good. All right, so to test this out, I'm gonna look up a different employee's name here just to verify. So let's say I'm gonna tell it to look up Alice Chin in the employee directory. All right, let's see what it comes back with. All right, so now this time it only came back with her name, her business email, no personal email, department, and her role in her office. All right, so I was able to limit that amount of information that was shared instead of before where it was sharing a whole bunch of information. So I limited it down to what it is internally that policy wise that we may have established as far as what is considered shareable information amongst employees. All right, so that brings me to the end of my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, show your work. And please go to get.ine.com/Daryl. Take advantage of my 10% exclusive discount to be able to enroll in some of them learning paths to get certified with some hands-on training. You will not be disappointed with the skills you'll be able to speak to at the end of it. And until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.